Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today we've got some media sales, but some of it isn't media, at least according to the post office.
Mountain Man. Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a part-time reseller based out of Montana. That means I go to estate sales and garage sales, thrift stores, sometimes retail stores, doesn't matter. I buy things that I think are priced low, and then I sell them or resell them online, make a little bit of profit, or hopefully sometimes a lot of bit of profit. And we got a couple of those items today, and we've got a lot of media going out today. We've got books, we've got games, we've got movies, and that, to my mind, it's all media, but some of it in terms of shipping and in the view of the Postal Service, not media. We're going to talk about that. We can get going right away because the first thing that sold right here. Look, you saw this thing yesterday. Scottish Bakehouse Mysteries. This is the one that was the last in the series of those books that are weirdly sometimes worth money and sometimes not worth any money. Still haven't figured out why, I don't know. But this one sold. It sold very quickly. It sold within about a day and a half or so of listing it. And it sold for $39.86 plus shipping. This one was wed on arrival. I paid 99 cents for this at Goodwill just a couple days ago. And it's already out the door for 40 bucks.
What do you think of that, Mr. Blue Duck?
That's quacktastic.
This one can go media mail, though I don't believe I sent this one out media mail. Media mail is the cheapest form of shipping from the USPS, or at least usually is. The prices actually went up a little bit, and every once in a while you will find a 4-ounce first-class package cheaper than media mail. Doesn't happen often, at least for me. Sometimes it's very close, but usually media mail is the cheapest way to send things like this, like books. It's $3, and I don't remember. I used to remember it was like $2.85, and they changed. I think it's $3.19 for a 1-pound item, and then it goes up a handful of cents every pound after that. And so if something is lower dollar, especially, and it's like a $10 movie or something, it does take longer to get there. So that's one thing to consider. And it's not really, it's not insured. And like if the customer returns it, you actually have to pay to get it back if you sent it through media mail. So media mail doesn't come without its risks, without its check marks in the bad column. But for the most part, it's going to be fine. It's going to be cheaper. It'll just take longer to get there. And books are something that you can send through media mail. It was originally brought in for educational materials. So books certainly going to qualify. This one would go media mail. Then we sold a little figure, this from Imagine Next. It's Shazam. We sold him for $8.89, free shipping. Not a whole lot there, right? But shipping is $3 and change, and so you make a few bucks. I got him in a bundle with a whole bunch of other stuff. So there you make your money in multiples, right? You make it $2 and $3 at a time, but you make it over and over and over on small, simple items. And I don't mind doing that. So this one, very easy to list and to store and to ship out the door, made a couple bucks. Then we sold a couple more action figures. These a little bit bigger, and in packaging, though the packaging is pretty wrecked. These vintage figures from the 90s, they are Frontier Heroes, and the first one, Custer, I don't know if we should call him a Frontier Hero, but he came out in the line, so we sold him, and we sold Buffalo Bill, who certainly fits the bill, $24.78 a piece, plus shipping, and one buyer got both of those. And so shipping actually wound up being about, because they would have gone out first class, but combined them, ended up sending them out priority. So the shipping they paid on both of them pretty much covered the priority shipping for these really cool figures. I got these as part of that big bulk buy of video games and action figures. So these 100% profit at this point. Then we sold a movie. This is The Changeling. I sold this one for $21.99. Yes, Blu-ray, DVD, 100%, still sells on eBay. In fact, some of it sells very, very well. I just went to an estate sale yesterday. This sold within hours of me listing it. I brought home, I'm not even sure how many, 50 DVDs? I'm not sure. I got a bunch of them along with some really, really good books. We'll see. I have some video of that. We'll see if we can't get that to you next week, because we're going to make a lot of money off of that sale, and it's almost all going to be off of media finds. And this is the estate sale where generally everything's overpriced. I beat him on the media. I might go back today and see if there's some stuff that I missed because there was so much stuff. But this, the Changeling movie, can also go media mail. So keep that in mind. I think I did upgrade them on this one because they paid a little bit more and it was like 50 cents more or something to upgrade them to first class. So every once in a while I will do that. You're going to get most of your feedback. People ask all the time, how do I get good feedback? How do I get people to leave feedback? Well, you package things very well. You underpromise and overdeliver on like the quality of the product, and you get it to them fast. Those are the three things that people comment on the most. And so this, I actually was able to send out day of, and I managed to upgrade them to first class. And so it's going to get there faster and even faster than they expected because it's already in the mail. They didn't expect it in the mail already. So I expect to get good feedback from them, or at least I gave myself a chance to get good feedback from them. And movies, again, media mail. Then we've got a couple of books, and these, here they are. It's the Ricochet memoir and the Stan Lined Month of Sundays. You saw these on a recent video as well. These from another estate sale, actually, where I picked up a whole bunch of books, and we're going to make money off of those. Already in the profit at this point because we paid $30 for everything at that sale. And these books sold for $50.23 plus shipping combined. They both went to the same buyer. Stan Lined is a Western cartoonist. He's passed away 2013, I believe. But his stuff very highly collectible and relatively rare. And so these were good pickups. The Month of Sundays one, that one would have actually sold for probably double that or more, but it had water damage. So a book with pretty significant water damage still sold for 25 bucks. You know, it's a good book. These can go media mail. Now, there are like a lot of, the memoir is a mixed, right? Because there's a bunch of writing and then there's cartoons in there and comic strips, right? But as far as I know, they can still go media mail. Books can go media mail. Now, comic books very often cannot, but that's because there's advertising in them. And you can't send stuff with advertising in it. Now, I know movies have previews, and previews are advertisements. They've sort of given them a pass. I don't know why, but they have. And books, like sometimes there's a few advertisements for other books in the back or in the front of the book. They give those a pass as well, right? But commercial advertisements in magazines cannot go, and comic books generally cannot go because there's going to be more ads in them. These, no ads, so I'm going to be able to send these media mail if I want. I'm probably going to upgrade them to priority, honestly, for these. Then we got another movie, again, one that sold in a couple of hours from the estate sale. This is Chernobyl. It's, I think, a 5-part miniseries, and I priced this one to move, and it moved really quickly, $9.98 plus shipping. That one did go out media mail. Back to the toys, Fantastic Four. Here we've got Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Doom. These are really cool old die cast. Would have gone for more, but the packaging was pretty damaged. There was like a chunk out of one side of it. Went for $9.98 plus shipping. And then we sold another figure. This one, like the die cast from that big buy. This is Omega Red, a Build-A-Figure. And it went for $39.86 plus international shipping to Mexico. So again, you guys got to sell internationally, but I got a mistake on this one, and we tell you when things mess up on this channel, just along at the same time as we tell you when I do things right. And this one, I've told you before, you've got to make sure that when you sell internationally, you have your weights correct, because the weight really matters. A couple ounces when you're sending it a couple states away, you're going to lose a few bucks, no big deal, but internationally, it can be a big deal. And this one, I missed. I had this in at 2 pounds, which most of these Build-A-Figures come in once I package them up. It's like 1 pound and 12, pound and 14 ounces, something like that. This one, the figure was a little bit bulkier, a little bit bigger. And so when I packaged it up, it came in at 2 pounds and 1.5 ounces. And there was really nothing I could do to make it lighter. Sometimes you can go in and trim the box a little bit, or you can take out some of the paper. There was nothing I could do. I mean, this was as light as it was going to go. And so I was stuck. So what it would have been to send through eBay's international standard to Mexico at 2 pounds, a 12 by 12 by 8 box, would have been $19. Okay. Well, it went over that, so I had to send it at the 3-pound rate. Guess what? That added $10. $10.
And the agony of defeat.
It was a $10 upcharge because I missed by about 1.5 ounces. That's a bummer. I mean, I still sold the figure for $40, so I sold it for $30, right? And it does balance out because every once in a while you'll put something in at 12 ounces and it actually comes in at 8 and you save 75 cents on your shipping. Over time, that's going to balance out because you're going to under and overestimate. But for international shipping, it absolutely can hurt you. So in this instance, it hurt me. It cost me $10. So that's on me, my mistake. But you know what? We learn and we move on. Then we sold one more thing overnight. It is right here, PlayStation game Parasite Eve. It went out for 67.57 euros. That comes out to $75 US, thereabouts. This is headed to Ireland, another international sale. And this one, video game, cannot go media mail.
You can't do that.
Even though I kind of consider games, it's a form of media, right? It is a media format, but you can't ship video games through media mail. I know a lot of people either don't know that or know that and figure they're going to get away with it anyway because it feels like a CD, which can go through media, or feels like a DVD, which can go through media. But you know what? The Postal Service can, it says when you use media mail in the little fine print, they can open that thing. And if they find it's not media mail, you're in trouble. And so far too many people abuse media mail. And as much as the Postal Service is struggling to try to find ways to save and make more money, I feel like media mail might be on the chopping block, and that would be a shame. So be careful with media mail, guys. One, you don't want to get in trouble, but two, you don't want to be defrauding the Postal Service, and you don't want to, in the long run, contribute to us maybe losing the ability to send things out media mail in the first place. So video games, no bueno, cannot send them through media mail. We did have one viewer question that I wanted to address. Look, it's right here. It comes from Patricia. She's a newer reseller. I know we got a lot of newer resellers on the channel. That's partly why we addressed media mail today. But she asked, when she accepts an offer, do I immediately go in and change the selling price? How do I, she says, I want to accept offers, but I'm not sure what the process is after that. And for me, a lot of people say, I don't accept offers. I don't do best offer. They just price it and let it sit. Me, I accept and send offers all the time. My margins can handle it. I think it's a great way to sell more merchandise and to move more product through your store. At the end of the day, it's taken me a while to get to this point, but at the end of the day, would I rather sell something today for $9, or do I want to hang on to it for 6 more months because I was stingy and wanted it to go for 10? I'm gonna sell it for not that dollar. Is not that big a deal. Yes, over time, all those dollars add up. I get that, but I just don't think that dollar's that big a deal to turn that product over, to turn that product into more product, right? Into more profit. So yeah, I like offers. Now, Patricia, what happens was if you've got offers enabled and somebody sends you an offer, you can accept that. You don't have to go into your listing and change any prices. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is hit accept, right? Accept that offer. Then it's going to come up as, hey, your item sold. Congratulations for X amount. And then it'll say, we've reminded the buyer to pay, but they have 4 days, which is obnoxious, but that's the eBay setup. So it will pull off of your active listings. You can no longer sell it because it's already sold, right? It's essentially sitting at the layaway counter. And so that customer then has 4 days to actually come back in and complete the transaction and pay for it. Now, eBay is, they say, and I've seen other people say it's enabled for them. They're slow rolling out this, hey, people have to pay, they have to enter their payment information before they send an offer or at the time that they send an offer. So that would enable eBay to charge them at the time of acceptance. I don't have it yet. I wish I did, because far too often what happens, Patricia, is people will send an offer, you will accept it, and then it sits there for 4 days and they don't pay. What happens is they get a ding on their account.
Can I just stop you right there for a second? When people do this, I don't really know what that means. You you saying?
I don't know really how much that means, really. You can set up your preferences so that you will not sell to people that have however many dings against their account in a certain period of time. So I guess it hurts them in that way, but generally it doesn't matter. So unfortunately, then you have to go in and relist the item, right? Because it'll go into your unsold inventory, and you do have to now go in and manually relist the thing. So hopefully that helps answer the question. You know, if it goes through the way that it's supposed to, you accept the offer, and then that customer, if they're a good customer, goes, oh, cool, they accepted my offer, and they pay, right? And then it goes out. You shouldn't have to manually change anything. So hope that answers the question, Patricia. If any of you have other questions, I am by no means an expert on anything. Just ask Mountain Mama. But I guess she would follow that with, I think I am. So I will give it a shot. I will try to answer the questions that you have, but I am just like you, and we are learning as we do this. We get better every day, and I hope this video in some small way helped someone out there get a little bit better. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. See you next time.